What's going on? It's Tuesday. Show Me the Money Club live Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. What's going on, Sergio? How you doing?
Excellent, sir. How about yourself?
Awesome. Not too bad. A little tired, but been doing a little something different at the gym this week. So cut the weight down in half and then do sets of 50 and the failure. So it was quite a bit. So get a little tired from that, but everything's all good.
You're looking younger and younger, sir.
Oh, that's what I try. I want to be like Brian Johnson. I think his name is
61-year-old.
The one who's aging backwards.
Yeah,
So
he seems like it. I don't know. That's a freak, I think.
oh yeah. Oh, the amount of stuff that he does. Like you just go through his daily routine or something, and it's like, how do you have time to do anything besides the routine that you're doing?
Watch that guy fall off a heart attack now. Watch.
I know, right? Or he'll be like 200 years old, and we're all gonna be like, shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'll just upload my consciousness to the cloud, and then that way I can live on forever while he can continue doing what he's doing, and I can. I mean, I won't be able to eat and enjoy, but I don't know. All right. Well,
all right.
We've got a good show for you. It's Show Me the Money Club, so you know what it is. Yeah, we got quite a bit going for you. Let's go through the rundown. We are going to be talking about, is Lyft exploiting drivers with Express Drive? Whew, got something going on there. We also have Uber verifying rider's ID, but does it go far enough? So we're going to be talking about also, is Uber changing, or I'm sorry, Uber is changing the Boost Plus incentive. I don't have the Boost Plus incentive, so I've never seen it in my market, but I know you have it, so we'll be talking about that. We're also talking about how Uber and Lyft is looking to the Supreme Court to block state attorney generals skirting the arbitration mandates. So they want to use the system when it is into their favor, but they don't want to when it's not in their favor. Pretty interesting how that one works. I mean, I think that's pretty much everybody's excuse when it comes to it. So we're also going to be talking about Uber's Trip Radar. Is it going to be taking over ride requests? This is something you talked about over on the diary, the Sergio diaries. So we're going to be talking about that and kind of having a little conversation, because it does seem like Trip Radar is taking over. So are they going to end up getting rid of ride requests and just going to a Trip Radar resort method? What that could mean. And then we're going to be talking about how Lyft is still offering big sign-up bonuses to drive for new drivers. And then we're going to be talking about the Uber releasing the top 10 most forgetful cities and the items and all that. So that's going to be a lot of fun to cover, because I was going through some of them and I'm like, how the hell do you lose some of those? So that's going to be pretty fun. And then we're going to end the show, obviously, with some facts, funnies, fakes, and all of that good stuff. But first, before we get started, we do want to have our announcements. So we did have a comment, somebody in here. This is No Espanol Podcast. Well, maybe. Hola, ¿cómo está? How you doing? But we do have RSG en Espanol. So if you speak Spanish or you want to hear what we sound like in Spanish, then you can go check that out. Link is going to be in the description below. So go over there, subscribe. And again, if you know people who speak Spanish as a primary language, or they don't speak English at all, that's a good way to reach out and say, hey, look, some great content on here, especially when it comes to rideshare and what can go on there. So make sure you let people know with that. And then also, we do have membership. So if you'd like to support the channel, you can become a member. One of the things that we're going to be talking about when it comes to the first topic with Lyft exploiting drivers with Express Drive, that video that Sergio is talking about is already available to members. So you can go ahead and watch that after the live if you haven't already. So you can go see that. The rest of everybody else will have to wait until Thursday to see that. But I'll let Sergio talk a little bit more about that particular one. And also, if you wouldn't mind kindly liking and sharing this live so we can help reach some more drivers out there, hopefully help them earn more money, be smart and safe out on the road as well. And of course, I know Sergio loves the newsletter, so I'll let him talk about that.
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, look, it's free. All you have to do is go to www.therideshareguy.com and subscribe. It's a free newsletter. There's 2 or 3 articles practically every week. by different contributors, including myself. In fact, the last article that just went out, like I think 24 or 48 hours ago, was about the Uber's ID verification, which I was under the embargo for a little bit, and then I had the stuff. It was ready to go. A little bit after Uber announced it, I had it. So, you get the news here first, right? And I mean, look, newsletter, again, I keep saying this, people like watching these things these days as opposed to TikTok or Instagram or shorts or whatever. But all that does is kill brain cells. Watching those 30-second things, like, that means your attention span is down to 30 seconds at a time. It used to be like, remember, Chris, it used to be like movies. We used to watch movies 2 hours, and then on YouTube it was down to 10 minutes, then it got down to 5 minutes, now it's down to 30 seconds. So this is
I
reading.
don't know. I mean, look at the
read,
latest
man.
Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson podcast.
That's
It's got
one.
like 5
Oh,
million
true. Okay.
views. So
I
I mean,
know.
there's still people that are out there that are watching long form content.
Yeah, I know. But, no, I'm talking like in the niche market that we're in.
Oh, yeah.
Like read a little bit about it, because there's so much more in depth, right? Because we can't talk about everything
Reading
here.
helps build brain cells.
Absolutely, yeah. So anyway, so please go sign up. And the other thing is, we should mention that now. I have a new YouTube channel. It's at Sergio Avidian. It has nothing to do with the gig economy or rideshare or deliveries. It's about my background, which is in finance, over 30 plus years of trading. And so Chris and I were doing live streams there every Monday and Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, called Power Hour. And we already started putting content. We started about, I don't know, a week, 10 days ago. So we need your support there, just like we need you here. It's just another channel. It's free. Again, go subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm going to teach you all how to make some extra cash, if possible, by trading or investing. It's it's all about education and information. And if I can help you guys get out of the Uber and Lyft hamster wheel, all power to it. So please, immediately, before you forget, go subscribe to that channel. It's at Sergio Avidian, and join us coming up on Friday at Power Hour at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. You will learn a lot, and maybe we will make some money together over there as well. So I'm done. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get going. Let's kick it off with you have a behind the wheel coming up on Thursday. Again, members can get that early access. And yeah, basically one of the things they were talking about is how Lyft exploiting drivers with Express Drive and what's going on there. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of emails about this. When are you going to talk about this? When are you going to talk about this? I'm going like, we are going to talk about it. We have so much to talk about that it was time to talk about it. And when I get overwhelming amount of emails on a similar or in same subject from different drivers in different cities, then I start paying attention, because that means something is going on that we need to talk about. We need to bring it out, into the daylight. And in fact, this Thursday, like Chris mentioned, this driver is not in Vegas, but there was a driver in Vegas who reached out to me, who had a car crash, and unfortunately he's only on the Lyft platform, and he went and rented through Hertz an EV. And I mean, he reached out multiple times, and I wasn't ignoring him, but then ultimately I ended up speaking to him in person, and I was so compelled that I ended up doing a behind the wheel episode that we release every Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Go watch that. His story is like unbelievable. And then this driver reached out to me. He goes, Sergio, they're screwing us with Lyft Express Drive. And obviously it's the rental part of it. I mean, look, the screenshots are self-explanatory. On the left, Lyft's Hertz's bill for this car, which was a Polestar. Obviously we blacked out his name and his contract number and all that. was $477.42 for the week, people. This is before charging, okay? I mean, if you're going to spend another 50, 80, 100 bucks maybe on charging, $600 a week on a rental, okay, as bad as some markets are, you have to work literally like 25 hours just to pay for the car. And, let's say you're averaging 22, 25 bucks an hour. That's just the car. And then whatever you do, you do. However, the difference between Lyft and Uber is that when you do rent through Uber and Hertz, let's say, the transaction is between you and Hertz, basically, right? You put up your credit or debit card, you put the deposit down, and you start the week with a zero on your earnings. And then every week, if you continue the rental, your account will be debited on the credit card or the debit card. Unfortunately, Lyft, once you deal with Hertz, not only you have a bill from Hertz that this is his final bill for just 1 week, and what Lyft does, Lyft hits you with a negative immediately on a Monday. So, and this was the number that Lyft hit this driver with. Now, does 477.42 and 494.61 look alike to you? Look like they're the same? No.
Similar, but not really close.
Well, 20 bucks, something in that range. And so I did the story, and I'm going to do an article about this too. Look, people, if you're going to rent, rentals have a space and a place. And but if you can't drive your car, you just drive your car. Rental 600 bucks a week is absolutely out of control. That's $2,400 a month, including, if you get an EV or a gas car, it's going to be the same thing, basically. Maybe a little bit cheaper on a gas car, the rental side, because this driver did an EV because the Lyft still has the, EV credit in his city. And most people's complaint, Chris, is about that Hertz has these unknown expenses that they hit you with when you turn the car in, when you get your final bill. This driver that I talked to in Vegas, he didn't even know about this. He says, well, did you know that we're getting charged for GPS if you rent a Tesla or an EV? I'm going like, how's that possible? You don't even need GPS. You have it in the app. You have it everywhere else. Anyway, so if you have to rent, please watch your bills and watch what Lyft does. Yes, the difference is minuscule, maybe $17, but $17, if you're going to rent over 2, 3, 4 months, that's going to add up. And what else? I don't know what else they have it going in there. Obviously, the most important thing, though, Chris, is that unequivocally, this is known by all Lyft Express drivers, and the common theme in all those emails that I received, Lyft Express drivers get paid 20% less on each trip, on top of these shenanigans that they're pulling by hitting you with this huge debit every Monday. My question to the FTC, my question to the lawyers is, but just because I'm renting, why are you exploiting me and paying me a minimum of 20% less?
Yeah, why would I be taking 80 cents on the dollar? And then also almost $500 right there every week when I wake up on a Monday. Again, depending on when it is, like you got $494 or $500. Let's say you got 4 weeks out of the year. That's $2,000 out of the month, and then you got sometimes you got a 5 week month, and that's gonna be 25. So you're right around $2,000, $2,500. If you have a car, I don't know anybody who is hitting $2,000 to $2,500 in car expenses plus their note when it comes to driving, or getting close to it, but you're not getting dinged with these. And then, the other side of the coin is you're not getting that 80 cents on the dollar. You're actually getting dollar for dollar.
Yeah. I'm not sure why they have that. And that was a great comment. Somebody said, use the credit card. on your checking account, if you have one, not your checking account, you can contest the fraudulent charges. These are not fraudulent charges, they're hidden charges. That's the problem. I mean, you can tell your credit card company that they're fraudulent and try to get away with it, but who knows? They'll probably get rid of it first and then hit you back again. And Matt says, when I rented briefly to test drive the Tesla after returning it with no damage, Hertz said there was $900 in damage. They never told me what or where or showed pictures. Right? There you go. I mean, look, if you don't have to rent, I'm going to say don't rent. But getting paid, my biggest concern is, why are these drivers? I mean, they're really like being driven to accept everything just to make up the 500 and make some more. But on top of that, getting paid 20% less is completely exploitation to me. I don't know why they should get paid less than a regular Lyft driver who owns their car. I mean, I would say they should probably get paid more. Like, I don't get it. You know?
Yeah, it's I don't know that either way, it's absolutely ridiculous. So yes, on Thursday there is the behind the wheel that's coming out, talking a lot more in depth with a particular driver that Sergio had interviewed. Again, members already have access to that video, so if you want to check that out now, see what it's all about, especially if you're thinking about a possible rent situation, if you had that in your mind. There are times when it makes sense, but in the grand scheme of things overall, you got to really watch your P's and Q's and make sure everything is in line, and see all of these hidden fees and all of that stuff, and make sure you know that beforehand, or something. Get an actual.
I'm just stuck on the 20% less pay. That's why
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
stuck.
that's crazy. I don't understand that one.
Yeah,
I
it
don't, I
is.
don't know how that's even legal.
Yeah, I mean, that's I don't know. So that's the common theme, though. 25% less. I'm going like, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's tough enough as it is. You're getting $5 chips for 20 minutes. Why should I get paid 20% less? But anyway,
Yeah, that's insane.
yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys have any other questions, comments on that, make sure you let us know, especially if you see something when it comes to this particular topic. Let us know, and we'll be able to address anything more beyond it. So, with that being said, let's move on. Let's talk about the verification. I know a lot of drivers are happy about it, but the question is it enough?
All right. So Matt, who is in the chat somewhere, actually, I'll put up one of his comments. So Matt is an amazing Boston driver, top earner in his city, top 1% driver. So about a year ago, he put a tweet out. I'm on Twitter, so at Sergio AVED. And me and Chris's Twitter handles are in the show notes, so please go follow us. We do tweet quite a bit, and I like Twitter. Anyway, so he tweeted it out saying that, I wish there was some sort of verification and this and that. He even put up a hypothetical verification logo, what it would look like, and like he created one. And I was like, oh, this is an interesting idea. And we've been talking about this anyway. Remember, like, what are drivers complaining about, right? Earnings, obviously, safety, which is this part of it. Then, unjust deactivations and support. So, and sure enough, when I met the Uber execs, including Dara in November, in LA, they announced that in the package. They said, well, we're gonna do it, but they didn't do anything about a couple, 3 more months. Sure enough, we did work on this quite a bit, and I do have the text message back and forth from who you are. I appreciate this work, although it may not be enough, but it's a great start, and you know who you are. He goes, thanks for working with us on this. I have the exchange back and forth. I cannot show it, but I'm allowed to say it because I took her permission. Anyway, so what is rider verification? Now, they announced this in 12 or 13 cities. You know what the common theme with those 13 cities is, Chris?
A lot of unverified riders.
No, they're the highest crime rates in the country.
Oh, yes. Well, I know
Yeah,
Chicago is one of them, and a couple others. So
Atlanta,
yeah, it kind of makes
Chicago. You
sense
know,
that
it's
they
on
rolled out
the.
there
I
first.
think it's on the next screenshot. I think, but before we can jump there, so this is what the ping screen is going to look like now going forward. There's going to be a verified. The whole word verified is going to show up with a check mark. Okay, so what does this mean? Is this going to stop all crime against drivers? In fact, let me plug behind the wheel again. I'm interviewing the driver in LA who was beat up. He's a 70-year-old man in LA, and the KTLA, in fact, did a news coverage on him. And I got a hold of him. I'm going to interview him with all his bruises. This passenger broke his face basically. But back to this. So what does verified mean? Verified means that for the existing rider base, most riders don't have to do anything. The badge will show up because Uber will verify their email, their name, and the credit card against third-party databases, and they will get the verified check automatically, the check mark or the badge. For those riders who those three items don't match, or new riders who are coming onto the platform, because you can upload some ridiculous name, as we're going to show again at the end of the show, called fake names. But now it's not going to be that easy. Now they're going to say, well, your fake name and with the database we checked on is not matching, sir or madam. Here's the where the hole is on this. Would you like to upload, okay, government ID or some sort of verified ID, right? So good for safety. I think this is a great start. I don't think it's complete, and I'm not going to say it's complete, but I think this is, I wouldn't say halfway, but at least a third of the way what drivers wanted as far as safety is concerned. Now, the other thing is going to happen is I have my rules as a driver, what to accept, what not to accept. Certain ratings as far as drivers, when I get a ping, if you're below 460, you're not getting in my car. Okay. Obviously the price of the trip, where it's going, where I'm picking up, all those things are important. However, I'm going to add one more, Chris. I'm only going to pick up verified riders from now on. Okay. That's going to be my new addition to my guidelines of who to pick up, when to pick up, where to pick up. I mean, that's it. And if you're not verified, and in fact, Uber is pushing a note to the riders now saying that, because some riders may say, screw you, I don't want to upload anything, right? I want to continue as is. Well, Uber is going to tell them, please upload verified ID so we can verify it and give you the badge, right? Uber is sending messages to the riders saying that if you're not verified, if you don't have the badge, you may not get picked up.
That's
okay.
smart. There you
So
go.
for riders, if you're watching,
I think they need to take it one step further and say, if you're not verified, then you can't get a ride.
Well, that's the hole in this, that they're not going that far. Okay. Well, we know why, because that's the golden goose that lays the golden egg. They're not going to go as far as rebooting people or booting people off the platform. That's the downfall of all this. I get it. You have to put yourself in everybody's shoes, but I think this is an amazing start. I think, again, will it stop all crime? Will it stop carjackings? Will it stop beatings? No. But what you can do as a driver is, if you don't see the verified badge, pass. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to at least try. Unfortunately, this is not in LA. So on the next screenshot, you guys will see what cities this is in. This actually, by the way, Chris, hold on. This actually, people, is from the newsletter from my article. See, this is what you're going to see. All this information that I cannot talk about.
You didn't send something with the areas of where it is.
Or it's going to be in there. I did send one to you with.
The only thing you got is a request of what it'll look like.
Okay. All right. Well, it's in 12 cities. Okay. See, this is better yet. Please sign up to the newsletter so you can read this article. So and then the last one, that's how the ping is going to look like going forward. That's an actual ping that I received from a driver. From what I recall, it's Atlanta, Chicago, Baltimore, couple of cities in Texas. I mean, the way it looked to me is they were the highest crime rates in the country. They started with those 12, and they're going to expand it going forward. So I think it's a good start. Uber, much appreciated. However, I don't think it goes too far. And I do understand the balance, by the way. Now people will call me, oh, you're a shill, this and that. No. What I'm saying is that, Uber is not going to let go of the customer. Okay.
No,
One way or the other, but to me is like, I think it's a great start. I think it's something we can improve on. Okay.
yeah, I think it's good. Definitely a good start. And a lot of people are seeing the comments. They're like, well, it doesn't mean anything. It does, because if there's something that happens when they're verified, that means that they are able to get law enforcement involved and make sure that the person who did the crime is going to be contacted, or at least the account holder for that person, so they can have a better chance of finding the particular person that caused any problems or issues, whether it's physical or a car or anything like that. They're able to do that. So that's definitely going to be a step in the right direction. Now, the next thing that they need to pay attention to is if you have a verified rider who's been verified and then kicked off the platform for whatever particular reason, they need to make sure that they stay off the platform, so they cannot get back on because they have another account, even though that they're able to verify it or something. So I think there's got to be some sort of protocol in place that if you get kicked off the platform, when you go to verify and you get run against when it comes that you've been kicked off the platform already, you cannot sign up again. I think something like that needs to be put into place. And then, beyond that, there's probably a couple other things, but so far, I think it's definitely a good start.
Yeah, and that's a good question, Rick. That's being worked on as we speak, because that's why I let it there. Mr. Gambit, the top cherry picker in LA, says, yes, I get verified checks in LA. Really? I'm not sure. I don't think it's in LA yet. Doesn't mean anything. You still, yeah. I mean, look, ultimately you're on your own. Please have a dash cam. I mean, seriously, I don't know how many times we can say that. Look, this is a good start. I'm not going to say it's everything that we wanted, but it's a good start. And it's a peace of mind. I mean, look, it's am I going to be comfortable still, picking up somebody with a verified badge versus with somebody without one? I'd rather pick up somebody with a verified badge than not. I mean, what else is there to say? So,
Yep. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Uber's changing the Boost Plus. Now, like I said, I don't have this in my market, so fortunately, but you, I know, have it. So they're always changing everything. So yes,
I mean, that it's not a huge change. I saw it in my app. I thought we included. Talk about it a couple of minutes. So Boost Plus used to show up for the whole week, like Monday through Thursday. It would show up all your Boost Pluses for what hours and what days. Okay, and you had to pick which ones you wanted, right? Which ones you're going to drive, which I suggest you pick all of it, and then you drive, you don't drive. The reason they're making you pick is because they want to know, how much supply they're going to have. You're basically telegraphing, saying that, yeah, I want this boost. I'm going to work, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So pick all of it. And then if you don't work, nothing is going to happen, right? That's what I do in case I forget. But now they're saying that, well, they're not going to remind you to pick your Boost Plus for the week or for the weekend, however many you have. Now they're saying it's going to come, the day before, potentially. So it says over the next few weeks, you may start receiving Boost Plus offers 1 day in advance. Who does this? Lyft does this out of the blue, right? Lyft will go, oh, you have Boost, or you have Turbo, or you have, bonus hours between these hours, and then just throw it out for that hour. Happens to be the same day or the next day. So This way, what they're doing, Chris, is that because if they're short drivers, which I don't think they are, but they can literally send you a boost the last second because they need more drivers on the road for an event or whatever it is. So they're kind of basically doing this to adjust their own supply as opposed to a huge benefit to the driver. But yeah, that's going to be a small change in your Boost Plus. So if they do send it, please accept it. If you don't drive, don't drive. It's okay. It's not a big deal. But if you don't accept it and you're in a boost area and you do a trip and you don't get the boost, then don't go to the black hole Uber support and then try to get your money, because you're not going to get it, because you didn't check it. You didn't put the check mark saying, yep, I'm going to work between 7 and 8 a.m. on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So, if you do see boost, just go check it. Say, yep, I want it. I want it. I want it. And then you work. You don't.
Yep. Well, unfortunately, it needs to roll out everywhere, but we don't have it. So that'll be a different change for people. I wonder how that's going to affect the planning for some people, if they're like, oh, this is going to be changed, and how it's going to be. So it'll be interesting to see that.
Yeah, to a point, that's true. And then look, I remember the boosts that I used to get, Chris, right, coming out of the pandemic in 2022. $15, $18 per trip.
Yeah,
like
$40 streak bonus for like 3 or 5 rides. Oh, those were the days.
Now the boosts are down to like $2. What's $2 going to do? $2. Sometimes, I see it in LA go up to like 4.5. For me, anyway. Maybe other drivers are getting better boost, but plus they're in geofenced area. You have to be in a certain area. It used to be that the boost was just boost everywhere, all over the LA, all over where I'm at. Now they're like tight geofenced areas, which is like, but that's because they have the data, they know where they need supply, and then they just go, if we put a geofence here, all the ants are going to go there to take that $1.50. You know what I mean?
Yep. So, and that's where you got to start gaming the system too, and say, okay, well, if all the ants are going to this particular area, what about the other areas?
You go the other way.
More surge? So you know how like you have a food desert, like in cities. Well, I wonder if there's going to be like a surge desert where they put the boost zone. So there's surge all around, but that area that's geofenced in where everybody's driving, there's no surge because there's all the drivers there. They're already getting their Boost Plus, and then everybody else is kind of getting it. So the question is, how much more are they getting? So that's something you'd also want to pay attention to as well, especially when you're doing your planning when it comes to seeing when best times to go out are.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's a small change, but it's a change nonetheless, and we let you guys know. So yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about Uber and Lyft now asking the Supreme Court to block state officials from skirting arbitration mandates.
Yeah, so a lot of AGs, a lot of state AGs, Chris, are saying that those arbitration clauses, okay, first of all, you will get, I don't know, a few times a year, a new or an amended TOS, which is 28 to 30 pages of legal garbage, right? And we always tell you all, well, first of all, you have to accept it to be able to turn the app on and drive. That's a fact. If you don't accept it, then they're not going to let you go online. So what we always tell you is accept it, then immediately go. It's on page 27 or 28 always, where it says mandatory arbitration, part of those legal mumbo jumbo package. There is, in a tiny little line with a link, opt out, right? It will say opt out. So immediately opt out. So what's been happening is that if you accept a new TOS or an amended TOS and you don't go opt out, you have to go to arbitration. And arbitration is tough against these companies, okay? And you're going to be limited. Like, you can't join a class action. You can't do any of that. But state AGs, a lot of state attorney generals are trying to skirt those rules, saying that, there's misclassification issues going on here. There's other things going on here. Basically, Uber and Lyft had enough, according to them. Now they went to the U.S. Supreme Court and they said, hey, a lot of these state AGs are messing around with us. And, because once you sign it and you don't opt out, it's a mandate, right? There's an There's an arbitration clause in there that you cannot get away with. I mean, I really can't. And so Uber says, please, Supreme Court, as usual, when they need the Supreme Court, they'll go, hey, we're getting tired of these AGs bringing lawsuits and as if, first of all, I don't agree with Uber and Lyft on this whatsoever, right? But look, who's Uber's I mean, I'm not sure it's the conspiracy or not, but who's Uber's head of legislation or their legal counsel, right? Tony West. Who is Tony West? Tony West is brother-in-law of Kamala Harris, the current vice president of the United States. So
Yeah,
on this one,
that's a different branch. When it comes to the Supreme Court, I'm going to go with one of two things. I don't think they're going to hear it. I think they're going to dismiss it. And I don't think they're going to hear it at all. And if they do say anything, it'll probably be like it's up to the states, and that'll be states' power over federal power. That's going to be my opinion. And then if they do hear it, I think it'll be the same thing. It's up to states and how they want to proceed when it comes to
well,
these types of clauses. I don't think this is going to be something that's going to be in a federal statute or anything, or something coming from the Supreme Court. I think they're going to put it right back to the states and make the states decide how they're going to address it.
I hope so, but they're there. They're at the doorstep. They're saying, "Hey, stop all this."
I don't think they're going to hear it. I really don't. I don't think they're going to hear something like this.
We'll keep you posted on that. That's all we can say. So, but
yeah, that's my personal opinion. I don't think they do and like I say, if they do, they're going to probably rule at the end saying it's going to go back to the state. Yep, just like Dario said.
And,
all right. Anything more with that?
No. I mean, but again, the bottom line is, when and if you get a new TOS, sign it so you can go online, and immediately you have 30 days, by the way. But most people forget. Sign it, immediately go to page 27, 28, click on that link where it says opt out, follow the directions, because it's not as easy as they didn't make it easy. Just because click on the link, you don't opt out. You have to put in your driver's license, your account name, account phone number, account address, and then send in an opt out, and you will get an email back saying, yes, you have opted out of arbitration, so you can be part of a class action. Please do that within 30 days if you get a new TOS.
Yep. Anytime. Because it always supersedes again every time you hit accept. So every time you get one, same exact thing every single time.
Yeah, exactly. He's right. Every time you get one, you have to do it. Just because you did it once doesn't mean you get a new one, you don't have to do it again. No, every single time.
And then
every single time they say
the time that it's active is only during the time from TOS that you sign to the next TOS. So if you opt out, let's say 3 TOSs ago, but you didn't do it before that or after that, the time is only valid for that. So let's say a class action lawsuit happens and it's like 2 weeks prior to you being opted out to, they'll say, oh, sorry, you didn't opt out and you can't take part in this. So that's why you want to try to do it for the long haul. So
save those emails, save that correspondence, because Uber sometimes will send you saying that, oh, you didn't opt out. Well, oh no, because now you have the email obviously that you sent in, and then you have the correspondence back. They will play the game.
Always screenshot everything.
Yes, there you go. Screenshot everything.
You can't get away from that. Just screenshot every single thing. In fact, we're just start recording every single thing. You know what? You got to get a pair of glasses, the Ray-Bans with the little camera in it. And then that way you can just literally record every single thing you see and everything that you're doing. And then get like a little mic or something. And then that way you have everything recorded. So even if it's against Uber or if it's something else completely different, everything's right there. You don't have to worry. So,
okay, so Randy's saying, where do I find the TOS? Yeah, you can find it on the Uber website, the latest one. But I haven't had one for a while. So what will happen, Randy, is that I don't know if you've been a driver for a while. If you've been a driver at least a couple of years, you have definitely seen a TOS pushed on you, a new one or an amended one. It will say literally your attention is needed, because it will not let you log on. You have to sign this. You have to sign that. It's an electronic signature, obviously. So sign, and then go into the TOS that's on the app that they're making you sign, and then scroll through, go all the way down to the arbitration part, and then there's an opt-out in there that you will see. So
Yeah, and you can find it too in the account on the app itself.
well, if you
gotta kind of
didn't
dig
opt
through
out,
it.
yeah, if you didn't opt out, I don't remember. There's a new one last 30 days or last couple of months actually. So you know, I don't. Yeah, you may be late.
Well, it depends on when you signed it, though. It's not when it goes out. So let's say
Yeah.
you took like 6 weeks off because you went somewhere, or some drivers do, and they shipped it out like 6 weeks ago. It's from the time that you sign it.
Yep, that's a great comment right there. All of the TOS that you sign are also on your sign-in in the driver website. Correct. See, that's why we do. That's why
All
we
right.
do what we do. Anyway, so yeah, please. There you
Let's
go.
move on. Let's talk about why upfront fares need an overhaul. And I know you're near and dear to this because there are many
yeah.
problems when it comes to upfront fares, and some
Yeah.
of the lackluster language and non-transparent language of significant and what that
Yeah,
could
and a
potentially
lot
mean.
longer, right? Okay, so this driver was so pissed off. I was actually going to put up his email, the whole letter, but it was too long. The headline of the email, Chris, was Uber stole from me 3 times today. I'm not laughing because I'm laughing at the gentleman. I'm just saying, okay, the reason I want upfront fares to completely be overhauled, past few weeks we did it on Lyft. You know how the trip goes, like, or the rider changes the trip to like quarter mile less than what it should be, and they like bury you with like a 30% cut on the upfront, right? And if it goes like 40 minutes longer, you don't get anything. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
that's the right fare.
yeah, your fare has been correct. What you got is, you'll hear from black hole support from both companies. Yep, your fare is correct. Like, so this guy did 3 trips, Chris. They almost look identical to me. You know what I mean? Where he picked up, where he dropped off, right?
Yeah.
But so this guy does a lot of airport trips in Savannah, Georgia, right? Supposedly, and if you look at the dates, they're all the same day, April 17th, 320,
Yeah, you got
or
2:30 for almost 5 o'clock and 3:20.
Yeah, so he did 3 drop-offs at the Savannah airport. Supposedly, okay, I'm just reading or memorized his email and telling you guys. Supposedly, at the Savannah airport, the terminals
St.
for
Louis.
drop-off are a little far apart from each other, unlike LAX where they're like kitty corner right next to each other, right? The rider on none of these cases changed it, but Uber Algo picked it up and hit this guy with a deduction or with a discount on the upfront fare, saying, and if you can read the message because it's too small for my glasses, you see where it says you got a tip,
you got a tip, but you earn less than the upfront fare because the destination was closer than requested for the first 2. And then the right one says your fare was lower this time because the actual drop off was closer than the one your rider requested.
Okay, but do you see the drop-offs on all trips? Do you see the drop-offs on all trips?
Yeah,
St. Louis
Lambert Airport.
Yeah. So I'm going like, okay, Uber, if you can detect that and hit this guy with a discount or a whatever, right? Or a reduction of upfront fare, how is it that you can't detect and pay people for the actual work that they're doing when it goes over by miles and minutes? How is that? That means the upfront algo is written that way. Period. Because the guy goes, look, one terminal to the next is like less than 300 yards. He goes, but then because the rider put the wrong terminal in, but when he took him to the airport, the guy goes, no, this is my terminal, sorry. And it happened to be short on all 3. And he got dinged on all 3, Chris.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. You're at the airport. It doesn't matter if you're 100 feet, 1,000 feet, or anything like that different. You went the entire duration of the trip. Not only that, most airports that I know, you go in one way
Sorry.
and then you
Yeah.
go out the other way, and everybody goes that no matter what terminal they're going to. And so you're going all the way around no matter what. You're doing the exact same thing. But that's getting absolutely ridiculous where it's like, oh, there's this certain pin. And if you're 15 feet from it, we're going to ding you $3. That makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense to Uber because for this gentleman,
Yeah, because they
I didn't look.
they're
I did not
money.
calculate all the dings, but we can't do it now. But I, you know, because on 2 of the 3 trips he had a nice tip, right? But he definitely got a haircut. So actually, we can figure it out. So the upfront was 33.33. He had a 14.78 tip, so that should have been 47. He got 44, 10% haircut. On the middle one, he had a tip.
No, that would have been 48.
48. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll take the tip out, right? I mean, he got dinged by solid 10%. And then
Yeah.
the one in the middle, he got a 1073 tip, and upfront was 25. So that should have been like 35 and change, 36, and he got only 34.50. And on the right one, it was a straight cut.
Yep.
Look at that cut. What was that? There was no tip on that tip.
$7. So he got
What the fuck?
32.05 and the upfront fare was 38.96. I'm sorry, but 1,000 freaking feet does not constitute $6 difference on a pay
It
whatsoever.
does. It did.
No, that's bullshit.
Okay, I agree. What do you want? I mean, this is St. Louis. I said Savannah. I'm sorry. This is St. Louis. But I mean, this guy obviously does a lot of airport trips, right? So he goes back and forth and he's doing airport trips. Okay, well, knock yourself out. They're all good trips, it seems like to me, because if you look at the mileage, right? 13 miles, 23 minutes, 13.4 miles, 25 minutes. Yeah.
Same thing with Niagara Falls. I mean, you literally loop in and you're right there and then you leave.
Well, so what happens in this case is that, you know, unfortunately for this gentleman driver, you know, he got he lost looks like let's see, 7, 9, and about $14. And that's why Uber,
Just from
and
3,000
on
feet.
this one, you definitely know who I'm talking to. You. This is bullshit with sugar on top. Because if the rider changed the address, I may kind of understand you cutting the fare, right? Okay, you order a 10-mile trip. Oh, you change your mind, you want to go 5 miles. Okay, I get that. This, however, and in many cases where the rider is not adjusting anything, the trip is just going for some circumstance shorter, and you hammer the driver. On the other hand, you need to reward the driver. So that's why upfront fares need to be overhauled on Uber and Lyft. Period.
Edge case.
No, yeah, don't get me going on. Don't get me going on the edge case.
When you got United, he's sitting here, and 1,000 feet down, you got JetBlue. And I needed to go to United, but it was really supposed to be JetBlue and Terminal 2 to 3 or something like that. I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is actually a good. Yeah, this is actually a good trick. Always drop off a pin, even. Yep, I agree. But in his case, it was short. I get what you're saying. Like drive to the next terminal where the actual drop off pin is. I get it. But you know the other thing, Chris. A lot of times when I go to LAX, when I'm dropping off, LAX is a disaster, right? So most riders, first of all, are overpaying, right? This is what the Uber algo does.
Hold on, I got a really good idea, and I don't want to lose it. Hold your thought 1 second. Here's the thing: don't end the ride. If you have to end, or if the thing is early because they put in the wrong terminal, or that's where they're supposed to get off, even though they put the wrong terminal in. And you know what I'm betting that they're probably doing is they're putting in St. Louis International Airport.
Exactly.
And like Terminal 3, even though they're supposed to be Terminal 1. So here's the thing. If you see that on your thing, do not end your freaking trip until you hit the pin. You could drop the passenger off a little bit beforehand and then drive to that pin so you don't get dinged the $3 or $5, $6 that they're going to ping you on because of that. So
and I bet you anything, Uber did not give that difference back to the rider. I bet you anything.
Of course
I
they
bet
didn't.
you anything. Now, the difference here's what Uber does at LAX, which is third, I think now, third or maybe fourth, I don't know, busiest airport in the country. When you're going to LAX, you're a tourist, you're not from LA, so you don't know LAX, right? What do? You put LAX airport. You know what I'm saying? So LAX airport is a horseshoe. You know where Uber Algo picks it if you don't select your airline, Chris? Because it goes from Terminal 1 to Terminal 8 around the horseshoe, which is like half a mile long, right? Uber always picks the international one, which is at the deep end of the airport, although you may be going to Southwest, which is Terminal 1. People know this. Why does Uber Algo do that? Because Uber Algo charges the rider more. So riders, learn from us. If you should check what terminal your trip or your airline is at and put the exact terminal in there so the driver doesn't lose and you don't get jacked on your fare. So there you go.
Absolutely.
No, yeah. So that's
All
what we
right.
should. All right, next one.
All right. So, the other day you had mentioned on your diaries how Trip Radar is pretty much taking over, and
Yeah.
you're getting what 90% Trip Radar requests versus a few
Really?
of the ride requests coming in.
Yeah,
So I thought this would be a good time to kind of break that down, dissect it a little bit, and
yeah,
then see, is this kind of where Uber's going? Are they going to kind of push that narrative where they're going to do Trip Radar, and then they're just going to get rid of the ping requests screen altogether? They're just going to have this free for all on Trip Radar.
yeah. I wanted to actually prove it. So on last Saturday, I did a video, screen recording basically of like 9 minutes, Chris, and it's on the channel. It's got like 40 some thousand views in like 2 days or less. Please go check it out to see if you guys can confirm what I've started seeing in LA. I'm not getting pings, like individual pings anymore. I'm getting pretty much 80 to 90% of my trips that I see or requests on Trip Radar. You know, that annoying nonstop, non-fucking stop, right?
Mhm.
Unsafe, all that stuff. And I even tweeted it out, and a lot of people agreed that Trip Radar is where all trips go to die. But they don't die, unfortunately. They keep presenting it to you. They keep shoving it in your face, right? To create some FOMO. But the video was about, is Uber changing the algo? Are they putting all trips basically, or majority, 80, 90% of them on Trip Radar to create this FOMO with the desperados out there, like hitting whack-a-mole, right? And the video came out so perfect that I got two single pings, garbage as they were. Everything else for 9 minutes. And there was ping after ping. I mean, there was Trip Radar after Trip Radar. Multiple pages, Chris.
Yep.
It was 90% Trip Radar. And I'm going like, what the F? What are you guys doing? You're creating this perfect auction now? Because there are so many and the funny thing is, it would show up on Trip Radar like a garbage trip that I wouldn't even think of doing it. Snapped up. I'm going like, holy shit. Is this what they're doing now? Are you guys seeing that in your city?
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, honestly, when you mentioned that and saying that, that's where my mind is going. It's like, okay, well, what's the next evolution that they can do? Because, you're going to have people who are going to say, no, this isn't worth my time when it comes to a ride request. I'm not going to take it. But when you get the ants and the people who are, just taking the crap rides and not knowing their worth, they're the ones who are just grabbing these ones and, oh, I got one, good.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be doing having a butt in the seat or on the way to pick somebody up than just sitting here. And instead, you should be doing something like that. But the whole thing is that where they're going? So then what they can essentially do is lower that bar as a vast amount of drivers that are in the particular area, and lower that bar where they can pay drivers even less by squeezing the pay because they know some jackass is going to take it, versus when it comes to the opposite side where the passenger is going to be at the higher rate. So now they have even more where they can be like, oh, we're going to pay you $3.82 for this ride. We're charging the passenger now $12 for that ride.
Yeah, I mean, I think Trip Radar is the new game now. And I tweeted it. A lot of people chimed in and said a couple of them made sense. Like they said, when there's a lot of drivers out, right? And it was maybe
Mhm.
like 9:30 Saturday morning, and there are a lot of drivers, not enough demand. They're putting everything on trip radar. When there's a lot of demand and not enough drivers, then they're pinging you, right? It makes sense, which I'm going to test. But if that's what they're doing, the other thing with the trip radar, Chris, is that, okay, I'm driving, you present me with a trip radar. I think over 10 miles or 20 miles, they will not present you with trip radar. But anytime you're under it or you're about to drop off, the trip radar is popping. So even if you click match, right, that black box, wet match, then you have the scroll for like sometimes 30 seconds. And then it will, 9 out of 10 times, it will say, oh, you didn't get the match. Well, for those
Mhm.
30 seconds, my eyes are off the road. I'm watching if I'm going to get that trip or not, right? That's more dangerous than anything else. So as unsafe as trip radar is, I think they made it more unsafe now by putting everything on trip radar. I'm not like,
Yep.
wow, that's bullshit. But yeah, scroll of
Yeah.
death,
So,
exactly.
honestly, what they should do is if you hit match and then for that time until it hits, then say something like accepted or ride
Yeah,
accepted or not matched or something like that. So then you don't have to worry about looking at the friggin' phone. You could pay attention to the road,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
that way you hear audible what it is. So, oh, it didn't come
yeah,
through. Oh, it did come through. Okay, and then it goes right to the GPS and lets you know
yeah,
where to go.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
just those simple things to
this
make it
makes
easier.
sense,
But
but look, this obviously we said this. I don't know how many million times we said that already. Do it on every trip. As soon as
yeah,
I do this before the even passenger gets in the car,
yeah,
on my way to pick up, I go up last trip because that's how my autopilot works, right? And I'm
yep.
going like, and then some people said on Twitter, I love Trip Radar. I'm like, knock yourself out. But
I mean,
I
if
think it's
if it works
unsafe.
for you and you're getting the trips that are coming in that are
Yeah,
worth it. I mean,
yeah,
sometimes
once in a while.
there definitely are.
Yeah,
But
there
the
are.
thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the next evolution where they're like, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna get rid of ride requests and we're gonna go straight to Trip Radar, so you don't need to worry about it." And they're gonna spin it some a miraculous way where it's gonna be beneficial for drivers, and in reality, all it is gonna be some sort of pay cut because they know some dummy is gonna take it and accept
Well,
a
they
cheap
were,
ass ride,
I'm telling you, bro,
and then
they
it's
were,
just gonna further the difference between what the passenger paid versus what the ride or what the driver makes. And that's where their profitability is. That's only where their profitability is. Beyond that, they're up shit's creek without a paddle. Without
and
a doubt.
last week we talked about this. Remember last week, and we actually made fun of it. The last week was safe driving week.
Yeah, yeah.
Safe driving week and Trip Radar kind of don't go together. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Mm-mm.
he goes, bro, I'm telling you, the colors and the sounds Uber behavioral scientists Uber are picking are so horrible now. I mean, if we're going to gamify, if we're going to play the game,
Well,
at least
remember
present me
who we
with
had on
something
last week
palatable, Uber. Give me,
in
instead of gray,
shitification.
give me red, green, all these colors. And instead of this, da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah, but
stop.
you know why? You know why they do it that
It
way?
irritates the
It's because
crap out of
it's,
me.
"Oh, shit. Oh, I gotta look at my phone. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, an alert. Ooh, I got a possible ring or a ride." And then
Pavlov's dog, baby.
the problem is, the problem is if you gotta scroll. So if you gotta scroll through a bunch of them, that's a problem, especially if you're driving.
Yeah,
So
but to me, it's like, look, the it's in a cascading stacked order. If you don't
yeah,
scroll, you're not going to see the one behind it.
yeah.
And your eyes
And
off the road, you're doing this, and then I mean, this is
not only that, what was it?
unsafe
Yeah,
now.
last week we also showed how the Trip Radar is showing 2 different prices for 2 different rides that are
Yeah,
going the same pickup and same drop off. So you really gotta pay attention to all that.
yeah,
And you can't
yeah.
just go for, like, the highest price that you see. I know everybody most people are doing that. They're not looking at all of the information, because if they looked at all the information, that ride's gonna be gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we've been saying this since Trip Radar showed up. Trips are where trips go to die. The speed of these things getting snapped up to me was eye opening. It
Yep.
wouldn't last, like, even if I was quick enough and I like one and I clicked on one, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get it after the scroll of death over there. So I was like, who is taking these trips? It would be
Yep.
like 3 miles pickup, 6 mile drive, 9 miles, half hour, $9. I'm all like, how? Why? But anyway, so,
Mhm.
yeah, that's Trip Radar. Go watch that video. It's make it more popular, please.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was pretty interesting to see all that. So,
I
um,
like
it's
Lyft Trip Radar a lot more than Uber's Trip Radar by far,
yeah,
100%. So there you go.
yeah. Well, either way, I think I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be their next evolution. I wouldn't be surprised
Oh,
at all.
everything on Trip Radar?
Yep,
Fuck. But then now
I
you
would
have to
not be
watch.
surprised.
You have to use that 10 seconds really, really carefully now. Because I mean, I,
But
if
10
they're gonna put
seconds,
everything on
there's
Trip
no 10
Radar,
seconds
then
anymore.
game is over. I mean,
No, that's what they'll say. Hey, drivers were complaining that 10 seconds was too short, so we're getting rid of ride requests altogether, and we're going to go right to Trip Radar,
fucking
so
like this.
you can do that. You can look as long as you need to, but remember, there's other drivers that are looking too. So if you're not fast enough, you're not going to get it. So that 10-second window really becomes 2 seconds because you got 5 other drivers who are looking at the same ride. You know how that's
You
Uber's.
just gave him an idea. You know that, right?
I patent pending,
Yeah. Well,
copyrighted. I
and
will
before when Trip Radar,
I will accept $1 on every single trip that goes through Trip
wishful
Radar then at
thinking.
that point, Uber.
Wishful thinking on that one. And before, lastly, on this, when Trip Radar first showed up, on the upper right hand corner, there would be a number. Like you would know 4 other drivers are looking at this or 8 other drivers. There's so much desperation and FOMO going on or being created with this that they got rid of the number now. There is like a blue little dot. That means other drivers are looking at it. So be quick trigger. I'm going like, bro, these are all shit. What am I doing?
Yep.
Oh,
When
lastly,
all they had to do was extend the ride request from 10 seconds to 20 seconds, and everybody would be much happier.
actually, I'm going to do a video on this, but I'll tell you what the video is about. So on that day, I had set my destination filter, okay, from mid-city, Beverly Hills area to my house in Granada Hills. All right. You know how many Trip Radar trips showed up? That was almost a bullseye.
Oh,
But
I bet.
they didn't ping me with it. Bro,
Hmm.
I have my DF set up. You have the trip
Hmm.
that's taking me home. Ping me with the trip. I have my DF set up. No, they showed it on Trip Radar. I saw it. I'm like, fuck, yep, I want it. It was gone. Somebody else took it. That's the
Wait.
other thing.
Yeah.
I have my DF set up. I want to go there. I'm going to accept that trip. I don't care how much it is because that doesn't matter. Ping me with it, Uber, as opposed to showing it on Trip Radar and some other jackass gets it. And then now I'm stuck where I'm stuck, right? So that's going to be
Wait
the next
until the
thing.
Instacart bot is able to switch over to Uber when it comes to the Trip Radar, because that'll happen.
Yeah. You know, we should create some sort of bot that goes through Trip Radar or something. Isn't the Maximo? Doesn't it do that? I don't know. So
I think it goes through Trip Radar, but I don't think it. I don't know. I don't know.
I
But I
don't know.
mean, that's the only way that you're going to be able to get the rides that you would like at that point. Because otherwise, when a bot comes out, that is going to be grabbing the top rides, and it's just going to leave the dog shit pile for the rest. That's what's going to happen.
Dog shit pile was getting picked up, sir. That's all I know.
Well, and it's going to be the dog shit.
Dog shit was getting.
I
It
mean, we're
was
going
all
to step
getting picked
2.
up.
We're going to the next step pile of shit.
Well, no, I don't know. Anyway, so go watch that video. It's on under Sergio's diaries. Is Uber changing the algorithm? I mean, look, man, I've been experiencing it for a couple of months. Then I'm going like, let me test this thing, and then sure enough, Trip Radar, everything. It were like 40, 50 trips on Trip Radar, and I got pinged with 2 in literally like 10 minutes or 12 minutes of the video. 2?
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's crazy. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen there, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that, because it's getting a little crazy out there. I mean, before you would get Trip Radar every once in a while when it first started coming, and be like,
Yes.
oh, okay, this ain't too bad. Now it's like ding 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 ding. Oh, thanks.
Or you like Dara said, oh, algorithm is going to adjust price trips correctly. That means nothing is getting priced correctly. On the first show, it's all getting rejected and it's all going on Trip Radar. Everything's going on Trip Radar, or it's intentional. It's being put on Trip Radar.
Yep.
One or the other.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about Lyft on this side now. How they're still offering big bonuses when
Uh,
it comes to signing up and driving.
uh,
Somebody here at the rideshare guy just posted something. I'm not sure who that was, but what was it? $960 or something sign up bonus for Huntsville or Huntersville.
Huntsville? Is it Alabama? Is it?
I don't,
uh,
there's a few, so I'm not quite sure.
well,
I don't
mine
know
is
who most is.
1,000.
I don't know.
Mine is 1,000 in LA. Mine's 1,000.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still happening. I don't know about you, but are you seeing any relief when it comes to the drivers that are out on the road? Are you seeing more? Are you seeing the same? What are you seeing?
Same as
Things
always,
happen.
or
What are you guys
more.
seeing?
Same or more is the answer. And I mean, look, people are gonna go, referring is like cannibalizing your own business, right? I'm going
Mhm.
like, hold on a second. Lyft is offering me $1,000 to get a newbie into the system. Just me, not the driver. And Lyft is offering them 210 trips in 30 days, which is extremely doable, $670 bonus. Why would I drive? I might as well refer. Because to
Yeah.
do the $1,000 at 22, 25 bucks an hour, I have to drive 40 hours. Why would I drive? I might as well refer. And you all may get upset, but it's reality. I mean, if the number is that high, might as well refer. This beats driving
We're
for sure.
seeing Dion is saying more and more. Frederick is saying more. James has 1,060 in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Well,
I mean,
there you go.
yes.
That's good money, man.
Whew.
Right?
They're only
Yeah.
giving 100 for referrals on Lyft for Dion. Yeah, I think that's the same for mine in Buffalo. I have seen a little bit of a reprieve over the last cut, like from like 3 months ago to today. It's like a little bit more of a reprieve when it comes to the amount of drivers on the road. Um, it's definitely lessened. So it's not by much though. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to like bonuses and stuff, Uber's throwing a 10 to $35. You pick it, and it's like, oh, that's really not a bonus, but
No,
thanks.
I have a good one on Uber too. I think it's like $800. As if LA needs more drivers. Yeah, that we're working on that. That's coming. Noah and Jacob and Alex, my good buddies at Business Insider, they're working on fake accounts. But
Oh yeah.
we go at their pace. We can't do faster than that. But anyway, so
All
what
right.
else
Well,
we
yeah.
got?
Yeah, there's still quite a bit, but yeah, let's go on. Let's have a little bit of fun. This is the segment I was waiting for, and this is
Okay.
the top 10 most forgetful cities and what people
Yeah,
are forgetting in their rides. So this to me is
yeah.
going to be
Look
fun.
at
I
LA.
love
Look at LA right there. We're
number
right there.
two.
Yeah, bunch of dumb shits right there. Right there. Miami, you got the prize this year, Miami. I mean, yeah, Miami. I can, those two top. I'm pretty sure why they're. I mean, Miami, party city, party town. Everybody's drunk. LA, bunch of airheads. I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah. So Uber puts this out every year, right? Uber releases top 10. So is your city in here? I know Dion here, so she's in Atlanta. Atlanta is
Mhm.
number 3, Dion. So please, I'll let Chris read this because it's too small for my glasses. But here's the deal: rule number 1, as a driver, when you end the trip, do not become Mario Andretti and take off. Don't,
Yeah, turn
don't
the light
pull
on and look
over.
behind.
Pull over if you can. If not, turn the lights on if it's at dark. Look behind you. Look in the crevices of the seats. Some dumb shit is gonna forget something in your car, and then the struggle will begin. It's not worth for 20 bucks that they're paying you. Pull over, look behind you. If it's daylight, if not, you can't pull over, just a quick glance.
Yep.
That's always my rule, because I over, I don't know, in 8 years, Chris, I probably only had like 3 times somebody left something in my
Yep.
car,
Same here.
and it had fallen like in between 2 seats, which I couldn't see anyway. But yeah, please, that's rule number 1. So then there you go, buddy.
Yep. No, that's the absolute truth. Look behind, turn your light on, check. I mean, for the most part, you're going to be able to see just about anything. Yes, if it gets stuck in the seat, or if they put something kind of like on the floor and, got kicked up or back, you might not see it, but that's why at the end of the shift, when you are going back to your house, or to work or wherever you might be going, you want to pull over and take a look and see if there's anything in your car. It's the easiest thing to do, and you won't have to worry about that type of stuff. And if you do find something, at least you can right away.
It's a great
Yep.
point, Donnie Biloxi, and then
Yep.
BJ Davidson. This
I-
is great,
a-
right
and
there. See?
and you could be really funny. You could say, "Hey, if you leave your credit card, you may have some very funny charges on there."
You may have some additional charges, but no, this is also great. This is also a great idea, drivers. I have a sign in my car that says, "Please make sure you take your bath." Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
but
you
how
know,
many people really look at signs? I mean, let's look at a simple door. It says push or pull. How many times do people pull when it says push, or vice versa, where they push when it says pull? Signs do not work. I'm sorry. It might be a good idea in theory, but the
hey,
reality is, I will tell you 10% of your riders will actually look and see that sign. The other
yeah.
90% won't. You're still going to have to look behind you and see if anybody left stuff.
I know. I mean, look, you get Charles. That doesn't make sense. I mean, if it's some garbage that we're gonna see, that Chris is gonna read you guys some of the funny items. But if it's a cell phone, earpods, I mean, some stuff like that. No, come on now. It's like, but umbrella, by all means, yes, for sure. I agree. And
That's when you start. No, you're doing it wrong. You do not donate it to Goodwill. You have 20 umbrellas. When it rains out, you go out. If they don't have an umbrella, you
yes,
say, "Hey, I sell umbrellas for
automatic
10,
tip,
20 bucks a
baby,
pop.
automatic
Would you
tip.
like it?" It's supply and demand. Come on,
I like it.
think
I
outside the
like it.
box here.
Automatic tip. You know, hey, I provide umbrellas. Put them all in
Yep.
your trunk when it's raining. Hand them out an umbrella. Automatic tip. Or sell it, actually.
I know that. Sell it. Exactly.
There you go. All right. So what are
All
some of
right.
the items, Chris?
Let's take a look at some of these items. Now, I did hit before we go to them. We'll appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a app that quickly snaps. What?
Okay, this is Fight Club, but hold on a second. I know about this, but I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. We can always discuss this later. Email Sergio at therideshareguy.com for all of you, for 400 whatever of you here. Email me, my email, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. If you don't send me stuff like that, drivers getting short or whatever, we can't do the show because most of your screenshots. So yeah, let's see. 10
Yep.
most commonly forgotten.
Yeah, clothing. I've had people leave clothes in my car too. Luggage.
Luggage.
I don't know how you leave luggage in your
Why do
car.
we
I mean,
fucking
like,
luggage in the car?
I don't know how that happens. Headphones, okay. Wallet, jewelry, phone, camera, tablet or book, laptop, vape. Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, a
those
lot of
make
those
sense.
can easily fall into something you don't see it. If you have black
Yeah.
seats or dark colored seats, and they have like a black phone like mine or something, you might not see it. So things like that, yeah, I can understand. But luggage, what?
And that's
I don't
like
get that
number
one.
2.
Yeah,
How do you, unless the driver takes off with it, how do you leave your luggage? I don't know. I mean, look, if all
I
of
don't
this
know.
makes sense. Phone number 6, I would have thought it'd be higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Camera. Who uses cameras these days? Everybody has phones. Tablet
I got
or
a
book.
camera right there. I got a camera
Laptop.
elsewhere.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, no, honestly, I can see a laptop because if you put it in the seat and you forget about it or something,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the reality is, yeah, unfortunately there is. Now, I did hear an unfortunate story that ended nicely though. Somebody left a dog they ordered an Uber pet and then intentionally left the dog in the car because they didn't
What?
want the dog anymore. But the driver said, "Screw you, I'm gonna keep the dog." And
Oh,
now he's got a new little friend. So,
that's a cool story.
I'm glad for that driver, but that piece of shit that left the dog, they need to burn in hell.
That's a cool story. Yeah.
Yep.
So the unusual ones.
Ooh,
I'm
these are the fun ones. So, it says top 50, but you only gave me 30, so we can only go
yeah,
to
top
30.
50 is too much.
Number 1 is a frontal hair toupee. I don't know how you forget your hair, but what the hell?
And you,
Um,
I don't know. I don't know if any.
hot sauce and a
Does
breathalyzer.
anybody use those things anymore? People usually shave their head if you don't have that much hair. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, there's a few people that do, I guess,
Hot
apparently.
sauce
So
or a breathalyzer and
no, hot
breathalyzer.
sauce and a breathalyzer. So left two things. That was
Oh,
probably in a bag. I don't know why you need a breathalyzer unless you got it from like Spencer's or something as like a gag gift.
I love.
Um, or if it was because you were getting picked up at a bar and you needed to see if you were over the legal limit to order an Uber or to drive yourself home. That's the only other
Wow.
thing I can think of.
Wow.
In my opinion, if you go out and you drink, just order an Uber or Lyft.
Yeah, please.
Um,
Let's see.
I left a leaf in your car that's much needed. Okay. I don't know why
Okay.
you couldn't have just said pot or marijuana. I mean, like,
Yeah.
come on. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think that's the unusual
Ooh,
reported at this point.
number 4 is
Um,
creepy.
Number 4, 2 containers with spiders in them. Okay,
I see
that's
that shit.
bizarre.
Okay.
Number 5 is a Beyonce fold-up fan. Okay.
Okay.
Um, Number 6 is a tray of meat pie.
I'm eating that puppy, that's for sure.
Whew. Number 7 is a ceramic cat. Meow. Number
Okay.
8 is a jar of oysters.
What the
Number 9, a personalized blanket with a picture of me and my dog. Whew, I think you'd want to get that one back.
I guess.
Number 10 is a small rat skeleton prop. Let's make sure it's a prop and not real.
You know, the
Number
only
11 says a candle that says "See you in court."
I like
Whew.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 12, a fake tooth
Oh,
retainer. It's a
oh,
really small plastic piece with a fake tooth in it. Ooh, I hope it's a fake tooth. The reality being. Number 13, gray tub of surgical implants.
okay.
Wow. Number 14, police
Ooh,
grade handcuffs. Yes.
there you go. There you go now.
It was from the strippers that you took a little bit ago. Number 15, my live pet animal turtle.
My live
Yep.
pet animal
People are
turtle. What a
leaving. I
moron.
think
That's
that was
you know, that's the guy that forgot the leaf as well because he was so fucking high. He forgot the pet and he forgot the turtle in there.
I think there was a story that was done on that where there was a turtle that was left in the car. And I think
Let's
that
see.
was that might have been last year's too, because we were like, why the hell is there a turtle left in somebody's car? Because that's I don't know. I remember that for some reason. Number 16 was waist beads and a burrito steamer. Whew, okay.
Yes,
Number
right,
17.
Steve.
Huh?
He goes, I say these are one-offs. Yeah, I sure hope they
They
are.
definitely are. That's why it's most unusual reported lost items. Number 17, I left expensive blueberries that are special that I need that the store is completely out of. There's 2 packages that I absolutely need.
What?
What? That is verbatim what it says.
Oh
So I
my
don't know if
God.
they took that
Okay.
from like a text or something.
No,
Number 18, my girlfriend's pregnant pills.
those are important.
My wife.
Yeah, those are
Number,
important. Otherwise, you know, the girlfriend is gonna be pregnant.
yep. Well, I'm wondering, is this like the plan B?
Oh, okay. I
Are
don't know.
these the fertility pills, or I mean while you're pregnant that you take?
I,
Um,
I don't know.
I don't know,
Small
but
what?
either
What's
way,
that?
number 19 is
Small
a
what?
small box containing a gnome,
Oh, okay. All right, whatever.
and he steals
No.
under
How
he
big
steals
is
under
that thing, bro? How do you leave that thing in the car? Come on.
I don't know. Number 20 is a stand-up paddleboard paddle.
Those things
I
are
don't
big,
know.
bro.
Yeah, they are. I don't know. The only thing I could think of is they put it in the trunk and then like they forget to get out of the
Don't
trunk.
even fit in the trunk, that thing. I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
I don't know. Number 21, painting from SeaWorld. It was wrapped up in a roll and I love it.
Okay. I smoked the
Number
leaf in that
22, a
one.
playbill from the Spamalot show at the Kennedy Center.
Big deal. Okay.
Number 23, my robot.
Huh?
I hope that it's I hope it's a type of robot that is not a one that you have your way with. But I
Fucking,
don't know. But why do you have a robot and what kind of robot is it? I need to know.
I don't know.
Number
Uh,
24 is Ben Hana garlic butter. Or
Benihana garlic
Benihana
butter. Who
Yep.
gives a shit? That I'm tossing that thing. It's probably make my car smell like shit as it is. Not a goddamn chance that thing is not going into the trash can. Okay.
Yep. Number 25. Oh, here you go. So it does change a little bit. Contraceptive Plan B from Costco and a Baby Bliss Pro massager machine. Wonder
Mm.
what's going on later that night that you can't have now.
Mm. Mm.
Number 26, a panic button.
What is that?
I don't know. Is it one of those like little buttons that you press and it goes panic, 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 or like it makes a sound?
Oh, that's like
Like
that's a staple
you
thing.
press the little button and it makes like a or something. That's the only thing I could think of.
Okay.
Number 27, a spear and a furry foxtail. Dear
Huh?
God, we know you're a furry.
Dear
The
God.
question is,
This is
the question is, where does the foxtail go? How is it? Is
at
it
the tip of
inserted
the
in a
spear,
particular
sir.
area to make it, or is it something that you just clip on?
Oh wow. What's wrong with these people?
Number 28, Taylor Swift autograph that's framed.
Oh
Sorry, you wouldn't
shit.
put that back. I would keep that.
That's a lot of
And then
money.
I would
I
give
ain't
that to my
returning.
wife.
I'm not returning
Actually, I'd
that for
probably give
20
that to my daughter.
bucks.
Number
I ain't
29,
returning.
a fart sensor. I don't know what the
Whatever.
hell that is.
That's-
Like, does it sense if you farted and then it says, fart detected? Or what? Or is it one of those things that you put and then instead it's supposed to channel your fart smell into like something that smells like flowers?
it could be the Tesla, like Tesla has that fake fart thing sound that makes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Let's see.
if you have a Alexa, you can get it to play a fart. You just say, "Alexa, play a fart," and it goes through like 15 different fart sounds, and
Oh,
some of
does
them are
it?
a little
I have
wet.
to try that. Okay, I'll try
Yeah.
that today.
All you gotta do, Alexa, play it. Here, hold on, hold on. If you guys are near your phone or near your Alexas, this is gonna be funny. Alexa, play a fart. I wonder if that happened for anybody, put it in the chat. I want to know.
Okay.
But yes, it will actually do it. And if you get it a couple of times, they will be wet sounding sometimes. So
Bravo.
yeah.
What's that one? Next one?
Yeah. And then the number 30 out of 50, because that's all Sergio sent me, was
Yeah, we know.
BravoCon wristband.
Okay, that's no big deal. So out of all this, what's your favorite? Let me see.
My favorite to keep, or I need more
Oh
information?
no, keep. I know we're both keeping the Taylor Swift autographed fucking painting. That's for sure.
And the handcuffs.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see. You just you have your
And
wife is pregnant, sir. I don't know about that. What am I keeping?
what?
Honestly,
What? Do you think that's 9 months and no fun? I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
with
That's
the
9
handcuffs,
months
bro.
more
She's
fun.
pregnant. Give her a break. Jesus Christ. So I'm gonna keep for sure the thing, and then I'm gonna definitely chuck the garlic butter. Dumb
Yeah.
shit. God, just
All right. The things that I need to know, that I really need to know, is
okay.
what kind of robot is it? Why are there a
Oh,
great tub of surgical implants?
this
And
big.
then the spear and furry foxtail. I need to know more about that furry foxtail. Is it a clip or is it an insert?
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we can call Uber for you and find those things out for you.
I don't
I
know,
don't know.
but to me, I love those the items. I think they're absolutely hilarious when they release that. I love
Ooh,
a lot of cold nights in Buffalo. Yep.
I
It's
get.
getting warm now. Yay! It was 60 something today. I liked it, but it's supposed to get cold. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, here's a fun little fact. Fun little fact.
Ooh.
My kids, all three of them, when my third one is born, uh, they're all within about 3 weeks of each other.
Wow. So you got birthday coming up.
Oh no, we got a lot. The whole family, it's all within the beginning of November to like mid-December. Everybody's within that range.
Did you
So,
intentionally do that or
no,
I don't know.
nope.
Okay. I hope not. That's a lot of birthday parties,
I
bro.
mean, that's extended family. That's like everybody. So we have this
Wow.
giant. We had this giant party at the beginning of November. There was like, I think it was like, it was just for the November birthdays on one side of the family of my wife. There was like 7 birthdays that are going all in
Okay.
November.
Okay. Yeah.
But All
All
right.
right.
So
So,
yes. Now the question is, hold on, before we move on to our next topic, which is some fun stuff. The one thing I want to know, what is the strangest thing that you've had in your car, and or what was the best thing that you had in your car, and those types of things. So
yeah,
put it in the chat now. Let us know.
oh,
For
you guys,
me,
yeah, me,
for
nothing.
me, I had no, somebody left like a professional darts like
Oh,
dart
okay.
kit. So they had like all these darts, they had their quarters, they had tips, they had a lot of different stuff in it. They had
Oh,
their
all
things to write down.
right.
So it was nice. I don't know whose it was because it was kicked under the seat. I didn't find it until later in the day. I don't know whose it was, so I can't make a report or anything. But it was a really nice kit. There was probably like 15 darts in there, a bunch of quarters, so I had a nice tip. So yeah, there was a lot of different things.
I have maybe 3 or 4 times. Couple were phones, one was clothing. I don't even remember what the other one was. Yeah, I make sure, and those will all happen like in my first 1,000 rides. After that, no, like not a chance. It's a pain in the ass to return these things, bro. You don't want it. It kills your whole day, basically. So yeah. Anyway,
Yep. All right. Well, like I say, put in the chat what you think um, that may be, or I'm sorry, what your craziest thing that you've had, or your favorite thing that you were able to keep, whatever it is. So yeah, let us know. Nice, you got a cell phone, gave $1,000. I don't know about that, but picture of the check. Oh well, hey, awesome. That's cool. That's awesome. Lucky you. Ooh, I think there was a cell phone I got. The most I got, $75 to return. So, um, you definitely beat me there.
Mhm.
Lipstick size vibrator. Woo! A
You
little
guys are
guy, just a little
nasty.
guy. You want the fist. You find that in your car, you got something. You got a friend for life there. Somebody's gonna have a little bit of fun. Whew.
Yes, sir.
Somebody
All
left
right.
the board.
So,
Board.
no, I got something from a driver just now. It's going to be a topic next week already.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about our something that we had
Oh,
recently.
Rebecca, hold on.
Servo Robotics just
We are only $20, Rebecca. All right.
what?
So, we had Ali Kashani on when about 6 months ago, maybe less.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe
All right.
maybe 4
You
months
know,
ago.
you know those pesky little robots you guys see in Hollywood, West
Yeehaw!
Hollywood, and a lot of, and they, yeah, we make a lot of fun of them. Although we had the CEO Ali Kashani on, of Serve Robotics, who's backed by Uber and Nvidia, right? And congrats to Ali and his crew. They are going, well, I'm not going to say they're going public. They're the usual way, which I will remind you after this for you guys to subscribe to my new channel, which we could talk about. Actually, we should talk about this on that channel instead of here. How about that?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because
Well, anyway, they're
you were
going
talking about
public
on Friday.
via. Okay, we'll talk about this on Friday. They're going public via reverse merger. In order for you guys to get my opinion on this deal, you guys need to subscribe to my new channel at Sergio Avedian, which is all about finance, trading, investing, advice, not recommendations, advice or
Education.
information or education. We'll discuss this actually. You know what? We'll keep the screenshot, buddy. We'll talk about this on Friday during Power Hour, our live stream. Join us, please. All right, so we'll jump to the next one. And okay.
I think this was partly because of us. But maybe
I
not.
okay. Swastika Chandra. My apologies.
Yeah.
I apologize profusely. I don't know what else to say. So about a month ago.
No, it was probably a little longer than that. It was probably 2 to 3 months ago at this point now.
Really? I don't think it
Yep.
was that long ago. Anyway, so at the end of every week, you guys know, if you guys know, we put out fake names. Okay.
Well,
some drivers sent me
99.9% of them are fake.
Yeah, 99.9 fake. Okay. So I picked for Uber swastika for that week. Okay. So I'm going like, I did not know. Call me ignorant, call me whatever. long story short, the next day I got an email from Uber saying that Sergio swastika may not be a fake name. In Sanskrit, it means good fortune, wealth, prosperity.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm
Well,
going like,
hold on.
shit.
Quick history lesson. The Nazis bastardized the symbol.
Yes, they did.
They took first of all, they changed it just a little bit by rotating it. But if you go all over Hindi, if you look at different temples and Buddhist temples as well, yes, there are swastikas, and yes, it is for good fortune, and it is good things. It means good.
Well,
the Nazis came, they bastardized it, and now the Western world looks at it as a complete negative and ties it right to Hitler and all of that. When in fact, reality, it's been around for much longer than that, and it means good fortunes and things like that. So, that is one thing to remember as well too.
And then we've been bitching and moaning so much about these fake names that I put that up anyway. So Uber,
Uber and why am I
laughing, bro? I shouldn't be laughing about this. Uber did actually get rid of the poor lady's account. I'm going like, I shouldn't be laughing about this, but it's like I apologize already. So anyway, a woman called Swastika got an apology from Uber after it banned her because of her name. And I'm going like, holy shit, we messed up.
This is why everybody needs to verify their ID. And here's another thing with those fake names. When it comes to verify, when you upload an ID and the name does not match your ID, you got to question it.
Yeah.
And see what's going on here. That's got to be flagged.
So Uber deactivated her, and then she complained to Uber, and Uber put her back on. And so for all you who, I have powers of deactivating riders and drivers, so don't piss me off. I will get you all deactivated. I cannot get you reactivated, but I can get you all deactivated. So don't piss me off and don't troll me. So here's the deal. Swastika, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you're not, but internet is funny. Who knows? My apologies.
And
now I know. I will.
Because,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, especially because it has been bastardized by the Nazis during World War II. It should have never. There's a lot of things you could go throughout history that a lot of places or a lot of groups have taken things that mean good things, good fortune, whatever it might be. They bastardize it for their own cultish reasons. There's several different things that we can go over. Swastika is one of them. So especially when it comes to India and Hindu, yes, it is still revered very much there, and they didn't fall victim to the Western world when it came to World War II.
Yeah, apologies, Swastika, Chandra. So anyway, so there you go.
With that being said, we do still want to highlight fake names.
These are fake, bro.
Those are definitely fake. Number 5. I'm sorry, but I don't think you were born 5.
No, but it matches the Lyft timer, 5-minute timer.
Yeah, well, for now, but
and the other one is from Donnie from Biloxi, Gator Boys.
Yeah, but at least he's got a picture. I'll give him that.
Yes.
So,
well, how do you know it's
you can at least verify who's getting in the car by comparing the picture, as long as that's the right picture and not a picture of like their mother or something. Or,
but so one, we're back to one for Lyft, one for Uber, and the one on the right is from Donnie in Biloxi.
Gator Boys.
Gator Boys. And I'm like, I sent that to Uber and I got a chuckle out of it. I go, that ain't real. Imagine
no,
that.
But you know what? I'd want to take them. I would want to pick them up because they seem like they.
Hell no, bro. They probably have like a 14-inch blade and hanging on their shit. No way.
No. Dude, they could cook you up some alligator. Have you ever had alligator?
Absolutely. Yeah, I actually like alligator.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
If you haven't had alligator, my suggestion: get alligator. It is good.
You haven't had alligator or frog legs?
You gotta have it prepared right. If you don't, it's gonna taste like shit.
Yeah, you gotta marinate that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Gator's good though.
So Gator Boys, there you go. So these are the 2 fake ones, and from now on, I will triple check to make sure they're fake, because I have a long list, Uber. But with the verified now, you would think I'm gonna run out on Uber, huh? Yeah, because they're gonna start purging these things, and they're gonna go, well, you have to upload an ID, sir. I'm like, okay, you know. So let's see how this verified works. So if you have it in the chat in your city, Atlanta, 12 cities, Atlanta, St. Louis, Chicago, I mean, all the crime-ridden places, where crime is high, basically. They have it in those 12 cities. And let me know, Sergio at therideshareguy.com, if it's working, if you're seeing verified a lot now, and if when you pick them up, to see if they're like proper. Because what's going to happen, you know what's going to happen? One of the verified is going to fall through, or creep through, and they're going to go beat the driver or some shit, and then everybody, all the other YouTube channels are going to go, see, verified doesn't mean shit. I'm going like, I don't think it's going to stop all of it, but I think it's more for the driver peace of mind than anything else. So I'm not going to pick riders up who are not verified when it comes to LA. There you go.
Yeah, and I like the fact how Uber is sending emails that say, and notifications and that says if you're not verified, you might not get picked up. I like that. I think that's smart on their choice and opinion to be able to do that, because the reality is, that's one extra step. It's one extra layer, because like I say, if there's anything that goes wrong, they're able to actually see who the real person is or find the real person. So it's not a deterrent, but it could be potentially.
See what I mean?
What? No, that's not true. You have to prepare everything. If you don't, then what are you
No,
gonna
but he's saying like a good Wagyu steak or something. You don't have to do shit. You just put it on the grill and eat it.
No, that's
I disagree with that. Actually, I agree with Chris on that one.
24 hours in advance. If you don't, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah. A lot of game meat, deer and this and that, venison or whatever. They have this game.
I love deer, elk. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's very good.
You got to prepare it. Bear's good too, but you got to prepare it. If you don't,
I haven't had bear. I had horse.
I have not.
Yeah, Koreans.
I mean, I used to eat glue as a kid. I guess.
I mean, it's not a racial thing. It's good. In France, they eat a lot of horse.
All of the horse lovers are going to hate me now.
No. In France, they eat a lot of horse.
No, I know. Yeah, there's quite a bit.
Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. This is the guy. This is the guy on every video. I see this guy. I'm about to boot this guy, but I don't know if he means it or not. Every video, he goes, "Hey, ladies." That's them. James, I know who you are. I know where you live, James. I have the Armenian mafia behind me. And then he goes, you guys are like Uber no longer offer 20. You know why we're not offering 25 bonuses? Because the last 2 shows when we offered 25 bonuses, there was a glitch with our virtual assistant situation, and we couldn't do it. And then I got like email saying, where's my money? So now that it's back in order, most likely next week, James L, lady, or whoever you are.
James is disqualified. If he wins, he's disqualified.
If you come up, James, if you win, I swear to Jesus Christ, I'm going to have him do it again, and you're not going to get it. Because this guy comes, and every video, Chris, and I've just got a mental thing now. Oh, look at James L. He goes, hello, ladies. And in fact, at the start of the, if you can go back that far, at the start of the chat, he did it again. He did it again. James L.
It's all right.
You're disqualified.
It's all right. I didn't know ladies can give birth to, or can impregnate 3 times, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, we're gonna make it this way. That we are going to disqualify you from winning, so you are not going to be able to win.
Yeah, there's your Uber. There's your Uber quest for you.
Yeah,
I'll get you deactivated, bro. Don't mess with me. Now they're all gonna go like, oh shit. No, I have no powers when it comes to any of that.
Driving style. Honestly, I don't think they're going to do something like that. I really don't. I wouldn't put it past them to do something.
You guys are pushing it now.
I don't think they. I mean, Now you're getting a little too far. I don't think they're going to do something like that. I think they're actually
conspiracy, but you guys got to end this conspiracy thing. Come on. I mean,
yeah, I think they're actually working for it.
There isn't so much ill will. There's no trust. It's been shattered to billion pieces, right? Whatever Uber does now, nobody's going to believe. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but I think this is a good start. So let's stay positive a little bit for at least a little bit on this. We worked hard on this, okay? James L. Yeah. No, James, it's not sensitive.
No, it's called
you're being a troll now.
Don't shit where you eat. You want to shit where you eat? Well, then good luck.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're not sensitive, bro. Anyway, but if we were sensitive, we would have stopped doing this like I don't know 2 years ago. But let's end on a positive note. Okay, let's end on a positive note. What we're gonna do is next week we'll give you guys some money. James L, not you. I'll bet he'll show up and put his name in there, though. I'll bet he will.
Oh, he will, and I hope he win. I hope it pulls up because he ain't gonna win. I'm sorry, it's been known that you're disqualified for life.
That is not
the only way that you can rescind it is if you send Sergio a video of you dressed up in a chicken suit, and it's clearly you going cluck 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 cluck, and then apologizing in the middle of the highway, not like a busy highway, but a middle of a corner where there's a lot of people that are looking. That's the only way you can get undisqualified. Other than that, good luck.
Okay, this is what's gonna. Okay, so we're abusing the audience now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
James L, I'm messing with you, but no more hello ladies on the videos. It doesn't look right. You know what I'm saying? Do I look like it? I'm like, no. But hey, it was a good show, partner.
Yep.
So okay, seriously, I need your help, guys. I mean, seriously, just go subscribe to my new channel, man. James L puts hashtag SMPMC. It's the wrong week, James. Are you high on some pot or some shit, bro? We just said it.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's probably high. Yeah, don't drive when you're under the influence. Anyway,
Cowboys.
Go subscribe to my new channel. Me and Chris are doing live streams there every Monday, Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. It's under my name, Sergio Avedian. You cannot mess that up. You will learn a lot. Oh, I actually opened a Robinhood account, a small account, just like you guys can. And I'm going to trade that, and let's see if I can run it to the moon or crash it. But it should be fun. And I'm going to announce a little competition. Beat Sergio. Like, I had that in rideshare. Now we will have it in trading. Let's see if you guys can beat me.
I like that.
If you guys can beat me, I'll interview you on the channel. How about that one? That's a good one. Okay, so it's at Sergio Avedian. Chris is my YouTube manager. He knows what the hell he's doing. We already have some good content there. Go subscribe. Push us to 1,000 subs, please. We're just begging now for subs.
Well, at least we're not standing outside of a bar trying to beg people to come in. Oh, free drinks.
Yeah,
first drink free. No.
Anyway, so all you'll be safe, please. Stay healthy.
Yep.
Rideshare is just rideshare. What's rideshare without a
little
stock? Fun?
Devo, you're gonna have to watch. Maybe Friday we could talk about Tesla stock or something.
What about? We'll talk about that. Tesla stock is taken off because they said, "Oh, we faked you. We have a cheap car coming up." But we'll see. I think still be under pressure. But you have to come watch the live stream. We'll talk about that. Yep. So that's what we talk about. We talk about stocks, investing, equities, derivatives, whatever. So there we go. So
all right.
Have fun. Oh, James L. T. Nice kissing our ass.
Hey, wasn't that a hate crime?
All right, James. We'll put you back in the lottery. You're back in the lottery. Maybe. Okay, it's up to Chris. It's up to Chris, yeah.
Up to
all
me.
Right, guys.
I have the magic mouse.
Ladies, gentlemen, we love you. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Go support me on the other one now. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Yep, go out there and make some money.
It's an important topic I just got. Very important topic.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to have to end the stream now so then I can hear what it is before.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right, guys. Go out there, make some money, and be safe. And we'll see you guys next week here for Show Me the Money Club. And on Friday for Power Hour over on Sergio's channel.
That's right.